So the assault case against Justin Bieber came up again in December 2021, and according to court documents, Justin agreed to settle in private with Selena Gomez as an alibi. Apparently, I believe it's a terrible idea. So what does Selena think about being dragged into the scandal again? In June 2020, Justin was hit with not one but two allegations from different women, and it was really messy. One of the women, called Danielle, claimed that widely circulated but now deleted tweets that she was violated by Justin on March 9, 2014, when she was 21 and he was 20. According to her allegations, she said that the incident took place during the Four Seasons in Austin, after an event that was part of the city's South by Southwest Festival. After the allegation, Justin defended himself and started his series of tweets by saying that he doesn't normally address things as he has dealt with random accusations his entire career, but after talking to his wife and team, he decided to speak up on the issue. While Justin was actually in the city on that date, he said that he could prove he was not staying at the hotel and didn't even have a room. There, he then said that he wanted to speak out right after the allegation, but out of respect to so many people who deal with such issues daily, he wanted to make sure he gathered the facts before he made any statements. In the tweets, he denied staying at the Four Seasons Hotel, showing emails and receipts. He said, "We were at an Airbnb on March 9th and a Westin hotel on the 10th. The Westin's receipt was under the name Mike Lowry, which Justin said was an alias he used to avoid drawing attention to himself." After making it clear that he was not at the Four Seasons Hotel on that night, Justin went on to name Selena on his tweet multiple times. According to him, on that day he was with his then-girlfriend Selena, and he said that he and Selena stayed at a rental property and that she was with him all night. So there was no way that he could have been with Danielle the same night. In the series of tweets, Justin also included an article that said that he was with Selena on the night in question, and further continued to use Selena as his alibi when he said the photos he showed of him and Selena on March 9th in Austin made it clear that they were together that night and went from the venue to their Airbnb, and they never went to the Four Seasons. He even included Airbnb receipts when he and Selena crashed with their friends, and Justin also said that the next day. On the 10th, Selena left for work and stayed at the Westin with her friends, as the receipts clearly showed. In his defense, Justin also said he believed that Danielle made up her allegations based on public reports that he ate at the Four Seasons restaurant on March 10th, 2014. However, he made it clear that it wasn't his intention to invalidate anyone, and he just wanted to clear his name. Let's just say that Selena Dars were not so happy about Justin's dragging Selena into everything, and at the same time, some people actually told him to leave Selena out of the allegations, with fans posting things like "keep Selena out of your mouth" and "don't bring Selena into this." Someone else wrote, "You can't say two things without using Selena's name. Be a man for once and face the consequences of your actions. Grow up." Other people also said that Justin using Selena's name was a manipulative tactic because she loved him in the past and would still feel compelled to help him. In addition, some fans also stressed that regardless of Justin's intentions, Selena becoming the center of attention was a symptom of rape culture, as it put more pressure on her to respond than on Justin to take responsibility. Critics also stated that when Justin was referring to Hailey in his tweets, he said "wife," and he could have easily followed that format and referred to Selena as "my ex" or "my girlfriend" at the time, rather than repeatedly naming her and directly linking her to his story, like one person wrote. Why did he refer to Hailey as "my wife" but name-drop Selena multiple times? He could have easily said "my girlfriend" at the time and kept it moving. He's obviously using Selena's name to deflect attention from her. Another person who also didn't like that Justin was dragging Selena into his mess also wrote, "Of course, you had to walk with your wife. You both are obsessed with Selena. Selena is busy making something good for the world right now. Meanwhile, you both are going to talk about something that happened 6 years ago." So apparently, Danielle's allegations encouraged other people to come forward. And another woman, Cootie, also alleged that Justin violated her at the Langham Hotel in New York City at around 2:30 a.m. on May 5th, 2015. Well, after a bit of digging through Cotty's old tweets, some fans said that she was probably not being truthful, especially after they covered a tweet from 2013 where Cootie said that she would pay Justin to violate her, and another one from 2015 where she said that she had never met Justin. Regarding the case, Justin said that he was in New York City in May 2015 for the Met Gala, but attended a private after-party where he stayed until 4 a.m., and even said that there was photographic evidence and several witnesses to back him up. In 2020, he was also sued by two women for $10 million each, stating in court documents that he would not stand idly by while they attempted to get attention and fame for themselves by recklessly spreading malicious lies, and that he engaged in egregious criminal conduct by assaulting them. At the time, the two claims came up. Believers really spoke in Justin's defense, with one person writing on Twitter, "It's crazy how haters can just ignore you," or something. After all these years, they are still spreading false and disgusting things about you that we as believers know you're not the kind of person they say you are. We love you, Justin. Another believer wrote, "You are a king. You know that we'll always believe in you and will always support you on all the lies and false accusations. You're a wonderful person and should not be having to deal with this. Speak loud and clear to all the horrible people trying to knock you down who can listen to you." Of course, not everyone believed that Justin was innocent, and some even said that they didn't believe him because of his track record with Selena. Yeah, Selena was also surprisingly dragged into that case again. Like one Twitter user wrote, "You're a racist and a bad person and a bad musician. You think you own everything and everyone, and you can say whatever you want to people. You think you're superior and have forgotten who you used to be. Just apologize to everyone, including Selena, for all the abuse." Someone else who agreed also said, "Come on, Justin. Look how you acted back then. Look how you treated girls and even Selena, going to clubs, getting pulled over, DUI, acting crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if you thought you had power over a girl." So Justin had to deal with the whole saga again, and looks like Selena will have to address the allegations, but privately, because in court filings from November 3rd, 2021, Justin and Danielle apparently agreed that the lawsuit will be worked out in private mediation, with Selena as an alibi. Selenators were still mad that Selena was still dragged into it, with one person noting he's settling this quietly because he has no argument against it in court. He's using Selena as if he didn't have friends or security around. This man is guilty of trying to use Selena to his advantage. Justin Bieber, take your ass to jail and leave my girl alone. Probably because it's a court case. Selena cannot publicly react to being dragged into the scandal, but Selenators were literally pleading with her not to get involved. Well, handling the case in private only applies to Danielle, as nothing was said about the case regarding Cotty. In October 2021, though, it was reported that Cody called for all claims to be dismissed in Justin's $10 million lawsuit against her, but she still denied harming Justin's reputation and said her comments about him were not defamatory. Well, we're not sure how that'll unfold, but as for Selena, as much as the other fans didn't want her involved at all, some were happy with the fact that everything would be handled privately and out of public scrutiny. Not every celebrity has had opportunity to handle their issues in private. Leave us your comments and thoughts in the section below.